Hello everybody and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show, and today, Biker Mice from Mars. So courtesy of our friends at the Nacelle company, Brian Volk-Weiss, we are taking a look at the brand new relaunch, Wave 1 of the Biker Mice from Mars. Of course, we've had Brian on the podcast. We've talked to Brian at Toy Fair about these figures, and they just look fantastic finally to have them in hand. Really great packaging details here. So here we're looking at Vinny. He is a mouse with a cool attitude, but really great to see the animated renderings here of the Biker Mice. Of course, you can see all of the accessories that they come with, including that helmeted head that was added in order to for them to safely ride their soon-coming bikes. But we have Vinny, we have Moto, and we have Throttle in Wave 1. The three main heroes, iconic, super cool to have these. Really excited to see kind of the relaunch of these as well. I loved Biker Mice from Mars as a kid. And I'm excited to have these figures now as an adult collector. So, hot dogs included. Let's get these guys into the light box and let's take a closer look at the Nacelle Toys Biker Mice from Mars. Let's go. Well, there you have it, folks. There are your Biker Mice from Mars, and I mean, okay. So I like the Biker Mice from Mars. I remember the show as a kid. I remember the toys as a kid. These, even with all of that said, and the pop cultural awareness of Biker Mice from Mars, and the upcoming relaunch, and Ryan Reynolds' involvement, yada, all of that. And even with our maybe a little bit of built-in bias, because, you know, we really do love the folks at Nacelle and you know, love everything that they do, but this is hitting outside of outside of their league. You know, these are ridiculously good. They move really smoothly. I mean, you could get them into some really wild poses, you know, without, you know, kind of sitting here and fiddling around too hard. The tail does come out. I mean, it's just it's a normal ball and socket, so it's, you know, it does articulate. But like, these guys move, man. They added an ab crunch, and they added an ab crunch. These figures are like next level. I mean, especially again, like for a company as young as Nacelle, like, I mean, this shows that they care. All the joints are nice and smooth. Nothing was stuck for me. Everything holds. The accessories are great. The detail is great. The paint is great. The figures just have like a nice, I know I said this about the Sectors as well, but you know, whatever type of plastic they're using feels nice. Like I said, the joints are really smooth. There aren't, like, you know, strange gaps. Like when you're looking at the profile of an elbow bend, like it stays rounded. You know, little details like the glasses come off, and the face deco and details are fantastic. Obviously the hot dogs, really nice touch. There's some really great tampo on these. We've got tattoos. They're scaled with each other too, which is wild. Like, you know, you've got different heights here, and then, you know, of course, you know, really tall. The mechanical aspect of the arm, the way that the way that the wrists move and articulate, the way the hands come off, the way the heads come off. I mean, it's nice and easy. Nothing is forced. They can do what you want them to do. I mean, I tried to show you in the light box, but like, you know, you can easily hit, you know, like walking poses. You can easily hit, you know, splits, and the articulation joints are nicely well hidden. I mean, you've got a really well hidden boot swivel. The thigh swivel is up here. It almost looks like these would be like an old school Marvel Legends style joint, but they're actually not. They're not that, like, you don't have to twist to come out. Yeah, they just kick out like a normal barbell joint. It's just, these are so good. And even like with the simple head articulation, like there's no added, yeah, the neck is a solid piece. So there's no added neck articulation, but like you can still get a considerable amount of movement and, you know, nuance throughout the head, the different expressions, the helmeted heads. I mean, these are just, Nacelle really like knocked these out of the park. And again, even like the type of plastic that they used in order to hold the accessories, the fingers move out of the way. It's just, I'm so unbelievably impressed, and I continue to say that with Nacelle, but I am so unbelievably impressed with these guys. I just, it's clear that they care, they know what they're doing, they do their research. I'm really excited for Limburger. You know, the main villain has been shown off. He was shown off first in the toy book, the big toy book at the start of this year, at the kind of the end of Q1. It's just so cool, and I can't wait for the bikes. I can't wait to see these guys on the bikes. I can't wait for the show. You know, I can't wait for the relaunch of the animated series. I mean, they stand really easy. I don't have to fuss with them. They just are good figures. They are really, really good figures. I can't recommend these enough. If you're a child of the 90s, you know, you were the right age when this show was on, or you just love the design and you're really excited to see what Nacelle, you know, does with it going forward, you know, as part of kind of the Nacelle verse. I cannot recommend these enough. The other thing I didn't really show off in the light box was scale. So, you know, they are in scale with 7-inch figures. So, you know, they will be tall for, you know, your typical 112, but, you know, next to, say, a wrestling figure or something from McFarlane, you know, they're gonna work great. Let's add a wrestling figure too, so just next to, you know, Jazzwares figure, you can see that they, you know, they are more in that 7-inch scale as opposed to like 112 proper. So definitely keep that in mind as well. But, you know, these are fantastic. I'm so happy. I hope the quality of these comes out through this video, because, you know, seeing them in package, there's so much going on in the package, you know, so many layers of plastic. It's really hard to see kind of how impressive these are. But, you know, once you get them in hand, you'll feel it immediately, I think. So we will put a link in the description where you can get these Bikermeister Mars figures now, where you can pre-order the motorcycles. You can hop in. The water's fine. While you're down there looking for links to order these, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss it when we post new videos. While you're liking and subscribing to things, follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram, X, TikTok, where we're always posting toy news, deals, availability, anything and everything that we think would help out the community. And then, of course, the podcast. So Adventures in Collecting, you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Simply search for Adventures in Collecting or hit that link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all of the things that I just mentioned. And as always, it's never a bad time for a hot dog. Until next time.